What the heck?
Tasha K did a card video, a WWE type of promo, dissing Joe Budden, and he has responded by saying, Tasha K, you play with pigs, you got mud on you. This is what Tasha K said in case you did not hear a little bit of the promo that she cut dissing Joe Budden.
Don't play with me. And you wonder why black people don't get ahead. Because we can't fucking stick together. We want to try to mask it and blame crackers. But no, it's your jealous bitch ass.
You can listen to the rest of that on the Days in Luck. I have 3 YouTube shorts with Tasha K going in. You play with pigs, you get mud on you. It basically is saying, hey, you diss Cardi B. My friendship with Cardi B is more important than what you and I did together. And unfortunately, people pick sides. I know we want everyone to be neutral, but people do pick sides. And unfortunately, there may come a point in time where they don't pick us.
And another one gone, and another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey.
So Joe Budden responded to Tasha K after she went on a rant, an epic rant against him. She right now is on a mental health break because the rant was that intense. And it was all because she did a sit down with Joe Budden and he decided not to air the interview for the sake of his friendship with Cardi B. So Joe Budden denies his decision was because of Cardi B, calling the interview a problem. Okay, it's problematic. Maybe it was Tasha K using the N-word with the hard ER. Maybe it was Tasha K speaking on her being sued by Cardi B. Who knows? I mean, I think Joe Budden should put it out there and let us decide, unless Tasha K on his podcast said negative things about him, his podcast, and his reputation, then I could kind of understand why he wouldn't want to air it.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
She mentioned Joe Budden kicking a baby out of his stomach. So I can only imagine what Tasha K said on his own podcast. And I mean, they could easily edit stuff out. But if what Tasha K was saying on No Jumper is true, that by the end of the podcast, everybody was a wino, then they probably would have to edit out the entire thing, which is probably why he doesn't want to air it. So it is what it is. And quote, the girl's work ethic is her work ethic, and she has it. Can't nobody take that away from her. I wanted to learn more about her. Clearly negligence on my part with that whole her, Cardi, they both seem to be entirely too passionate about what occurred for even a regular interview to go down. But that interview wasn't coming out now because of Cardi. Like I already told her, that interview was a problem legally, financially, and algorithmically. It was a lot going on in that interview. It would be foolish of me to just put out an interview with the girl that just got sued and lost $4 million without checking this. Joe continued, all of this other S just happened to happen while my lawyers was looking at this. Listen, you play with pigs, you get mud on you. I don't have nothing to say. That's just a very destructive type of energy. I wouldn't have got that from her without meeting her. Like meeting her and hearing her story is like, oh, this is why you're like this. This is why some things are maybe hindering your progress. This is why there's levels to this. No, I call BS. I call BS. And the reason why I call BS is because while the interview is going on, it wasn't recorded live. But while the interview is going on, Joe Budden could be like, hey, what you just said, I understand where you're coming from, but maybe can you word it a different way? Maybe you could say something different. They could have worked with her to get the interview where it is not financially not negative to the brand or the business. I mean, he's saying the interview was a problem legally, financially, and algorithmically, which he would know it would be a problem algorithmically unless it's put out there and the algorithm doesn't like it. Now, as far as it being legally a problem, I could see that. Running it through lawyers and now financially a problem, meaning he might get sued, I could see that. He should have had the conversation with Tasha K, maybe on the phone, and just broke down exactly what the issue was. Or even when the interview was going on, explain to her, hey, we just did the interview. I understand what you're saying, but here's the problem, what you said. If we could do it again a different time, that way we can make sure that stuff that you're saying won't hurt us. His people could have called her and behind the scenes worked it out, because again, it's not like they did the interview live. So they could have worked with her, had her come back, do the interview. They could have said, hey, we got with our lawyers. They say you can't do this, you can't do that. I'm pretty sure Tasha K would have worked with him. But the problem is he didn't want to work with her. And we will never know exactly what was said. I mean, Tasha K kind of gave her feedback on Adam 22, No Jumper, talking about what was said on Joe Budden's podcast. She even said it on her own channel. And from what I've heard, it just sounds like it's a Cardi B thing. And that's really what it is. I think that's what it is. I don't think he really wants to say it because he has a reputation, because he doesn't want other people coming on his podcast and being afraid that the sit down that he does with them is not going to come out because of XYZ. So that's the reason why he's saying it's not about Cardi B. It's about the legal stuff, financial stuff, the algorithm. It's BS because, again, they could have blurted out stuff, called her back. They could have worked with her, but they just didn't want to. Everything that Tasha K was saying in her rant, it sounds like it holds up. It just seems like he's running, and I think he doesn't want to burn a bridge, which would be smart. Just to kind of be objective, it would be smart for him not to burn a bridge. When it boils down to it, even though Joe Budden's podcast gets a lot of views, it has a lot of viewership, he doesn't want to become blacklisted and it become unpopular. It's smart. He has to protect his brand. He has to protect his business. And I mean, Tasha K on her own YouTube channel, when she went live holding the phone, she has a social media lawyer who has given her better ways to do this, better ways to say that, and she's learned from it. So to me, based off what she said on Adam 22's No Jumper podcast, Tasha K is really doing the wild stuff on other people's stuff, and she's not doing it on her stuff anymore. And that is, I guess, the lesson that she's learning. Like, okay, if you're going to talk crazy on someone else's platform and let them deal with the fallout, and then on her own platform, keep it, we'll just say PG-13. I think that's what she did. I'm just still tripping about the whole using the N-word with the hard ER, but yet report black, and calling Adam 22 a cracker. It just seems really weird to me. It seems like it's forced. So far, we've gotten 3 Tasha Ks. We've got the normal Tasha K, that is probably the character when she goes live. Then we have the sit down, hair laid back Tasha K when she does a live stream and she's holding her phone. Then we have the Tasha K going off the rails, like on the No Jumper podcast sit down that she did with Adam 22. Mixed in with her ranting in her vehicle. So it's 3 Tasha Ks. One of them is bad for business, and we all know which one. And I'm pretty sure the one that's bad for business is the one that showed up to Joe Budden's podcast. And he was like, nah, you know what? You may have did this to your own platform. You're not doing it to mine. I don't blame him. But I still think that he could have edited it. Could have talked to Tasha K behind the scenes, during the podcast or afterwards, or maybe called her and say, hey, we got to do another one because what you did is bad for my brand and business. I'm sure she would have understood.
Right? Because my interview with Adam is nothing compared to what I did for Joe Budden. I said, it's got to be black media, and it's got to be. Joe is all bark, but no bite. He says what people want to hear to get their attention. But when it comes to putting the money on the table to pay the bill, you gonna have to be knocking on that door looking for that money. Oh, he's got to comb through the interview. He's got to make sure this and make sure that. I bodied each and every one of those black men to the point that all of them said after they were done, we're winos. Tasha, you can come back here anytime you want. I sat outside and I had a conversation with this black man. I said, you know what's sad is that we cannot, as black media, stick together for the betterment of the people. And he was like, black media will never do it. Black media will never do it. And now he's literally owning up to his own words.
I had a good weekend, but it's one lady who decided to talk about you this weekend. Just to clear for the community, some people were just worried about why you chose her in general. Can you just explain why might you had respected her work at one time?
Oh, you talking about Shorty Doo-Wop?
Yes, indeedy.
And keep in mind that we said at one time. That does this statement that he says has no reflection on how he may feel now.
No, listen,
And it's
the
recorded.
girl's work ethic is her work ethic. Like, and she has it. Can't nobody take that away from her. I wanted to learn more about her. Clearly negligence on my part with that old her Cardi. They both seem to be entirely too passionate about whatever occurred for even a regular interview to go down. But the interview wasn't coming out not because of Cardi. Like I already told her, that interview was a problem uh, legally, financially, and algorithmically. There was a lot. There was a lot going on in that interview. It would be foolish of me to just put out an interview with the girl that just got sued and lost for $4 million without checking this. So all of this up just happened to happen while my lawyers was looking at this. So I mean, listen, you play with pigs, you get mud on you. I don't have nothing to say. Let the people have their fun kicking my back, and I think I'm kind of like immune to it now. Like it don't, as long as they ain't affecting nothing in real life, I don't care.
Exactly.
I want to follow up on the pigs playing the pigs with mud. I remember you saying you didn't.
I just think like it's really y'all can laugh, but I just really think that it's effective that he's listening and he's watching real time and saying like, yo, I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do, like, and I'm seeing how all of y'all are acting. Like there's a strength in knowing like
Uh,
Just energy
Now
wise.
somebody hit it on the head earlier. When we spoke to Tasha K, it sounded like she had a lot of hurt in life and was just ready to hurt anybody else. Like that's just a very destructive type of energy that I wouldn't have got that from her without meeting her. Like meeting her and hearing her story, and it's like, oh, this is why you like this. It's like, oh, okay, this is why some things are maybe hindering your progress. Oh, this is why there's levels to this. The way you move and is still kind of low. I don't want to say low level, but it's
low vibrational.
yes, yes, yeah, yeah. It's a lot of that. So not to knock
Go ahead,
her.
Dash.
So aside from the legal standpoint, which is a huge standpoint, did her doing any of those clickbait videos with you and Melissa Ford's name in the titles have anything to do with it? Just a question for
No, I
me.
don't care about them videos. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, we had a really good interview. I understand why she's pissed about it not coming out. It was great. It was great. Like all around the board, it was great. But yeah, there was a lot in there that could have been all bad fast. So it was great, but it was great at what cost, right? Like I don't gain nothing from putting this out and then having this whole world of trouble just happen to pop up out of nowhere. Like I gain absolutely nothing from this interview. Like it's not worth it.
I think there's no winners in this. I think it's more of lessons learned and it's a character building moment. So what do you think? Let me know in the comment section your thoughts. Thumbs up the video, share to your social media, subscribe, click the notification bell. See you next time. Thanks for watching.